And we are live, everybody. It is the juniors final, 18 and under singles. My name is Tim Baghurst, joined this morning by Commissioner TJ Bamba. We're watching two very talented athletes who've been playing on the Pro Tour but are still classified as juniors, competing in what is a very tight match. Mika Meneses, the young Bolivian, is taking on the young USA player of Annie Roberts. Well, TJ, these two, we've seen them on tour already this season. We know they can play. They found themselves in a final. Annie Roberts' group, it was pool play. She didn't have, I think, a challenge like Mika Meneses. Mika Meneses having to win against Aaron Slutsky yesterday in a tight tiebreaker.
Tight tiebreaker, and Annie Roberts won. She had to win one match to get to the final.
Yeah, there was a little drama there because Centellas entered, but was 19, not 18.
Yeah, I guess there's different rules about when you turn 19 and all that, and I guess she thought she could play. But anyway, I mean, so exciting to see these young junior players. You almost forget, they're so talented, you almost forget they're that young.
Yes. Roberts had game point against her and took her second and final timeout. And just to give you an example of how good these players are, Meneses in the main pro draw this weekend lost to Vargas in a tiebreaker, the 3 seed, the semifinalist.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so exciting. And I would say even from seeing Michaela play this season, or the 3 events that we were able to have, watching her play then to now this weekend, what an improvement. I feel like she's working so hard. Annie Roberts, same thing.
Yeah,
these players they want it. They work hard. They work hard off court, and it's excitement for racquetball.
Right. If we go back to 2020 in January at the TeamRoot.com Supermax Slam, these two are, they're coming as experience, a new thing. I'm gonna get my feet wet, and here we are, 7-8 months later. They're not the same Annie Roberts. They're not the same Mika Meneses. Right. They've really improved.
I agree.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is the the juniors final. We're going to move into the pro final coming up after this. Martinez Herrera. So don't go anywhere. We got plenty of action all day long.
Right.
Over to our left, it's interesting because we have Charlie Pratt and Robbie Collins sitting there supporting Annie Roberts, and they were there supporting Aaron Slutsky as well yesterday. Head coaches for the junior national team for USA, and supporting their player, maybe gaining some knowledge about how they play, and I suspect that we'll see that relationship continue. And it's great to have the coaches here from the U.S. team getting some one-on-one with their player.
Right, and always good to have somebody in your corner, as we were talking about even during the pro matches yesterday. Sometimes as a player, when you're on the court, you don't see the bigger picture. You don't step back and see really the shots that you need to hit, the serves that you should make, or what your opponent's doing, and it really helps someone to have the other set of eyes watching for you.
Well, the main coach for Annie Roberts today appears to be Adam Mania. He's sitting down there in her corner. Pratt and Collins up in the stands. So just to clarify, they are not, quote-unquote, involved. They're just there as supporters. Over to our right, Mika Meneses, supporting by Fran Davis. And we should also mention significant prize money in this division, and we need to recognize why.
Yes, thank you to Zurich Construction, who put $1,000 in both the junior girls 18 and under, and also $1,000 in the junior boys 18 and under. And I'd also like to thank Mike and Karen Grizz, who paid all the junior players entry fees.
Yeah, that it's so valuable for these young juniors to come, get experience, um, able to play with freedom, knowing that costs are covered, knowing they're getting some prize money. It's a big deal.
Two serving 0-0.
I love the footwork from Roberts, those little quick steps.
Yes.
She was still moving until just before she set her feet, and that's why she got the side out.
And that's another thing, talking about improvement of these players. I feel like Annie Roberts has worked on her footwork, especially since I really, December 2020 was the first I really got to see her play in person. And I feel, gosh, so much improvement, moving so well.
A loose serve hitting the sidewall, coming back into the middle, forcing Roberts out of position. Meneses goes down the right side for a side out. Avoidable hinder, I think. A point given, and I think that's the correct call.
Yes, I would agree. Roberts a little frustrated there, but you know,
that's understandable.
It's part of the game. It happens.
I like this from Roberts. Kind of an old head in that sense of slowing things down and knowing that she's not ready to receive this. It was a sloppy rally until that last shot by Roberts. Side out. Meneses really struggled against Slutsky, who played well yesterday. And watching the match, I felt that Meneses maybe felt a little pressure of being the 1 seed, the favorite. You're supposed to win this. And it seemed to affect her, and she scrapped her way to a win. But sometimes that's a sign of a great player. When they're not playing well, they still eke it out.
Well, I would say yes, but I also felt like another young up-and-coming player, Aaron Slutsky, was playing really tough against her yesterday.
No question. Outstanding shot.
That's a pro shot.
Yes, it is from Meneses, and a little clap from Roberts. And sometimes you say too good. Nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, I mean, who would have expected that she killed that ball from 38 feet at shoulder high? That was again a pro level shot.
Two bounces on Roberts, yes. She wishes it wasn't, but Meneses is number 2 in Bolivia. Just a few weeks ago, she got to the final of the Bolivian Nationals, losing to another pro player, Angelica Barrios.
Right, and that's adult nationals. Annie Roberts, the reigning junior, girls junior U.S. champion.
Which was just a few weeks ago as well. Meneses and partner Sabha won the doubles at the Bolivian Nationals.
Yes.
So, you know, we talk about being juniors, but these ladies can play.
Right, and you know, Jasmine Sabha, talk about some good experience for a young player like Michaela Meneses. I mean, Sabha is a tremendous player with all kinds of trophies in her career.
Including doubles world champion.
Yes.
We'll see a Z serve or a jam serve. But Robert says not just yet. Timeout. I like the timeout in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back. It's Meneses leading. It's game 2.
Welcome back. After a timeout, Michaela Meneses serving at 5-0. Boy, that was a smart timeout by Annie Roberts. Refocus came in, and she's the one that put the ball away first.
She's got a long way to go in this match. She's down 0-5. Of course, she can do it. We saw crazy comebacks this weekend. Focus on this serve. Last couple serves haven't been great.
Ball.
She'll take it. That's the first point.
And
serve came off the back wall.
Yeah, yes, and that big wrap around that Annie hit, she had an opportunity. One more step, a little more patience, and then shoot, and she could have put the ball away.
Is it? It shouldn't be a timeout on the court. Unless Meneses took a timeout.
I think she did.
Oh, it looks like Roberts took a timeout.
Roberts took it again.
Huh, okay. That was a second quick timeout. Yeah, we just no more timeouts, I think is what our official just said. So, you know what? You use a timeout when you need it. And again, goes to the value of a coach being in the corner saying, hey, things aren't working right now. Let's just settle down and talk about this again.
Yeah.
I want to again say thank you to the Zurich Foundation for providing the prize money for this division. It's both for the boys and girls, men and women, 18 years old. We'll call them men and women. And we've seen some good draws in the juniors at this tournament, and so that's great to see.
Yes, and I hope these junior divisions carry on to the next events for the LPRT and IRT. The next one being the U.S. Open. We sure hope to see a good juniors draw there.
Soft touch from Roberts. Meneses just a little slow, couldn't get there.
So I just got
2 serving 5.
Yeah, I just got confirmation. It actually was Annie Roberts had to take an equipment timeout. Because it's USA racquetball, so she had to use, I guess her strings broke. Maybe something happened. She had to take an equipment.
Which is a forced timeout.
Yes, unless you don't have any left, and then you get 30 seconds just to.
It's a little bit of a challenge, especially for someone like Meneses who's not used to USAR rules. Again, a value of, Coach Fran Davis being there who knows USAR rules, and, there won't be the confusion on the court that a player who's not familiar with these rules would have.
Right. But it also happened last night where there was a question about that very rule, and somebody on the Meneses Slutsky match asked me, what's the USAR rule for equipment. I had my phone in my hand. I had to go to USAR Racquetball Rules
Right.
website and look it up.
Short serve. Two around the world shots. The second one a little short. Look at that step in backhand from Meneses. Expect to see both of these players competing at the Junior World Championships in the late fall. Scheduled, I believe, for Costa Rica.
Oh, is that right?
I believe
okay.
so.
It's not a bad place to go in late fall.
Roberts had her hand up.
Is she asking for a court hinder?
I don't know, but her coaches over here to our left say no. Shake their head. Another point for the Bolivian.
But I like that Robert stopped and asked a question of the referee.
Shows a professional.
Yes.
Ooh. Another point for Meneses. Meneses mixing up her serves well. She is a very good server. And I think an advantage here, TJ, for Meneses, playing at altitude, and you know, a lot of the competition in Bolivia is at altitude.
Yes.
We were in Cochabamba a couple of years ago at altitude with cement courts, and this is fairly similar. Cochabamba higher
Actually
altitude,
higher than
and the
Denver.
ball really did fly, but definitely Meneses probably more comfortable with what we're seeing, and we're going to see another timeout by Roberts. We'll take a timeout ourselves. We'll be back. Meneses leads. Excellent timeout again by Roberts, earning the side out. 2 serving 10. Roberts has a very distinctive early racket preparation. Gets her elbow very high.
That I noticed when I saw her again in Kansas. I refer to that because I had the opportunity to really see her play, and I felt like mechanically she was doing very well. You could tell she had some instruction, and she was technique-wise she was doing very well. Again, happy to see that her footwork has improved a great deal.
Wow, tough shot, Meneses. It wasn't a bad Z serve. It was really all Meneses could do was go to the sidewall first.
Yeah. You know, I was watching Meneses play Aaron Slutsky yesterday, watched a bit of the second game, and I got to see pretty much the whole tiebreaker. And, you know, her coachers outside, I mean, a lot of it was just, hey, take a deep breath and calm down. And every time she got into trouble, that's what I saw is, hey, take that deep breath, just relax, it's okay. And sometimes that's all these players need.
Indeed. Nice shot by Roberts, 3-shot rally. Yes, these players may be young, but they're very experienced, having competed on national championships, junior world championships for many years,
Yes.
and have a lot of high pressure experience. Yet, this is different environment. This is the professional level. There's money involved, and it changes things sometimes. Excellent serve, Roberts.
Oh no, I know she wants that one back.
So, Meneses, 10-4. Timeout on the court taken by Meneses this time. Back and forth we go. Plenty of timeouts in this second game. If you're just joining us for the first time this weekend, we're here in Denver, Colorado. It's the World Singles and Doubles Open Championships. We started on Thursday. It's been a deep draw, not only in this division, but the pro division, mixed pro division. We've seen a lot of action, and here we are. It's the finals.
Yes, finals here for the juniors, and coming up next, we've got two brand new players for the battling it out for the LPRT Pro Singles Final.
Yeah, this will be the first for one of them, and for the LPRT history books. Is it going to be Gabriela Martinez, the 10 seed, against the 1 seed Alexandra Herrera?
Yes.
Different styles of play.
So different, but both had really good matches yesterday in their semifinals to make it here to the finals today. Ooh, what's the call there? I would agree. That has to be an avoidable hinder. That would have been a straight-in shot for Roberts.
And this is where, as a player, you have to go, okay, next point. I may not like the call. I may not like that the call was right. I still have to get back in it. Nobody likes to walk back to the receiving line or to the back wall knowing that you were in the way of somebody's shot.
Right.
Smart shot, Meneses down the left side. Roberts is hitting this Z serve. That was a lob Z. That was a lob Z. She's hit the drive Z. They've been very good Z serves. Meneses, the only thing she's able to do on that is hit the sidewall first in a pinch. Roberts has to move up to cover that if it's a good Z serve. If she covers it, she's going to have that opportunity to put the ball away. It's that anticipation of, that's a great serve, this is all they have, I know where the ball's going to be.
Good pick up by Annie Roberts.
I like this from Roberts.
Slowing the game down. You know, a player in the back of the court, if they have their racket above their head, they are not ready to receive serve, and the server has to look back and check. Otherwise, if the server serves, it's a fault serve.
Players have two serves. Unless they don't hit the front wall first on their serve, then it's an automatic side out.
It's a nice serve.
Set up. Excellent defense from the Bolivian.
Oh,
Forcing the air
gosh.
from Roberts.
But I thought that was such a well-played rally by both players.
Yeah, Meneses she had no opportunity to attack, so she just kept the ball deep.
Right.
And by keeping the ball deep, it forced Roberts to maybe be a little more aggressive than she needed to be, because my opponent's getting it back. There's another skip from Roberts. Meneses with a point.
Eleven serving forward.
Don't believe Roberts has any timeouts remaining.
Well, she had to use the one from her for her equipment timeout. So that is a used timeout.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, I like that. That was a smart shot.
Such a unique swing, Roberts, and that time didn't get it right with a double fault side out.
Yeah, that's
too many unforced errors, too many skips in this match for Roberts. Mika Meneses playing a little bit cleaner.
Whoa, she's got to get out of the way. She does.
Excellent shot from Meneses.
Yeah, really tough. You know, Tim, sometimes that's what it comes down to, right? Which player makes the fewer number of errors in a match?
We had a question about holding the racket above your head. You're allowed to do it. If the server serves while your racket is above your head, it's a fault serve by the server.
Yes. At least for USA racquetball and LPRT or IRF rules. I don't know what the IRT rules are for that.
I suspect it's the same.
Same.
Soft touch from Roberts. I like that.
Yeah.
Didn't panic. Hit the front wall.
Didn't
kept it low.
overhit. It took the pace off. Yeah.
Screen serve. Ball pass too close to the body of Roberts, affecting the vision of Meneses, so that's a second serve. And you can double fault on a screen serve. If you screen again, it's a double fault. Wow.
That was not a bad serve either. Just barely off the back wall, and Meneses really hit a tough shot on that one.
Bolivian lining up on the right side. 14-4 match point. Here it is.
Oh no. She had the same shot that she just made so well. I felt like she rushed it a little bit that time. Another opportunity for Annie Roberts.
And I think if she went back and watched, probably not the best shot selection in that situation.
Yeah, true.
She was feeling it though, right?
Yeah,
match
she's
point.
like, match point, I got this. Tough serve. So I think we figured out, Tim, neither player has any timeouts, right?
Meneses has some. She's taken one. No call. Both players wanted a screen serve.
And Roberts called it on herself, and I'm going to say she's not going to argue now.
Roberts was there.
Yeah.
Meneses is going to take a timeout. Probably a good timeout. A few rallies won by Roberts. We'll take a timeout ourselves. Be back in just a moment.
What keeps me going in racquetball is my family, everybody who supports me, and just the feel of a win at the end of a tournament is what keeps me going. That's all I need. Winning is something you just can't explain to somebody unless they've felt it before. You know all the hard work has paid off, and you've tried so hard to get to that point, and you finally do it, and it's amazing. I'm Holly Scott, I play for Gearbox, and you should too.
And welcome back, everybody. Tim Baghurst, TJ Bamba joining you for this juniors final. Meneses with match point after the timeout. Oh,
Okay, so football. I was gonna say because I thought that was almost long. I thought that's what he was calling, but it was the foot fault.
Perfect jam serve, and Roberts looked worried.
Chasing it, but double fault. Oh no!
Wow. That's an inexperienced shot, right?
Well, I would say that, but I watched one of our finalists yesterday skip the ball on a drive serve.
Yes.
So you know what? Things happen. Like
yes.
It gets tense. It gets tight. It happens.
Another point for Annie Roberts.
It's not over till it's over.
No, we saw 5 match points saved this weekend to take a match to a tiebreaker.
Yes,
and
doubles
so we
and
know
singles.
Down 14-4, they came back and won 15-14. Another outstanding serve from Roberts. Clean hitting. Oh my.
Oh my.
That backhand pinch isn't working right now.
Shoot the line, right?
Yep. Go away from it. Hit the more consistent shot, because that is you can't argue with the shot selection.
Right.
But given that you skipped, I think, 3 of those in this second game, go with something that's more cautious.
Yeah.
Another
she stayed in it again.
Point saved. That's 3. Mental toughness from Roberts and maybe a little pressure on the Bolivian. And as a consequence, we have another side out. Alexandra Herrera down in front of us. She'll be on next, facing Gabriela Martinez in the pro final. You don't want to miss that. One of them is going home a champion for the first time.
Yes. So exciting for those 2 players. Exciting for the tour. We knew coming into this event that the door was open for somebody.
So Roberts with the side out and a point. Second serve coming up. Last time she hit this high lob Z, she fault served it. Excellent serve.
It was.
But there's the fist pump from Meneses. We don't see it very often. She's a calm player. maybe that will push her over the edge.
Yeah, and I think this is now match point number 4.
Yes.
But good for Annie Roberts for keeping up the fight.
I'd be shocked if we didn't see a drive serve to the backhand. And that's why.
Ace.
Excellent serving. I mentioned how good a server Meneses was. Little fist bump from her as she walks forward, having claimed the juniors title. Well, it's been a great singles final to start in the juniors division. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up.
We mentioned Gabby Martinez, Alexandra Herrera are going to battle it out. One of them is going to earn their first ever pro title.
Well, we've got a 10 seed against a 1 seed. Herrera, this is her, you feel, opportunity. Longoria isn't here in the tournament, and so somebody has to take that title here.
Yes, and I would say yesterday watching Alexandra Herrera play, I felt like she was playing some of the best racquetball I've seen her play.
I agree with you.
Gabby Martinez is so athletic and it's really so good at covering the court. It should be exciting, and they're so different, just such different game styles.
And what we saw yesterday from Martinez, which I think is a big difference in the last couple tournaments, a coach at the court providing instruction. We saw a change in tactics yesterday and against Vargas, and it made the difference.
It did. It really helped her out. Alexandra Herrera being coached by her fellow countrywomen, Monse Mejia and Samantha Salas.
So we've got that coming up next. Players are here. They're ready to warm up on court. We'll be back in a few minutes to provide you that final.